Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 137 of Why Did I Buy This? This series started as a way to help crafters find unique ways to use products in their collections. It's also a great series for new crafters who are wondering what they need to get started. My name is Lindsay. I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 20 years now. I love to craft and I love to share what I'm working on with you. So, hello, please say hi when you tune in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're watching the replay, you can let me know that too. Hello, Kathy, good to see you. Yes, so it has been a really busy month with Stampin' Up! This month because we are in a transition period. So coming up soon is our new annual catalog. So that starts on May 2nd. And that's the big book. That's the one that has sort of all the foundational items you could ever want for rubber stamping and paper crafting. But in the meantime, we have the mini catalog that we were currently in, as well as the main catalog, the annual catalog from 2023 and 2022. Those are retiring. So there's a number of items that leave us when that happens. They retire products so that they can bring in new stuff. So you're going to see a lot of retiring products today. We're going to talk about our last chance list and why you'll want to get some of those things now. Now, the last chance list has items up to 60% off. So it is a very, very, very good deal. And I wrote down all of the prices because you guys know I can never keep that straight. I wrote them down so you can see the deals because it's like mind blowing. So we're going to play with those. I have some current products that are mixed in there, and we will get ready to do new catalog release in the beginning of May when you can see all of the new fun stuff. I've already been working on swaps and things, so I should have a whole bunch of new projects to share with you soon. Oh, it's sunny in Ohio. I'm so happy to hear that. We do not have the sun today. It is quite gray and it feels a little bit cold actually. I can't complain. The spring has been really, really nice. We don't have snow anymore, which sometimes we still do at the end of April, but we don't right now. So yeah, it's gray though. I feel it. I'm feeling the gray. I'm glad it's sunny for you. Okay, so we're gonna get started with our last chance items. Bear with me. You might be thinking to yourself, why would I buy these things? Hence the name of this program. And that's because number one, it's a great deal. Number two, so many of these things are just good basics that you can kind of work into your crafting. If you're somebody who likes to stay up to date with all what's new and current, you can still have fun with these because some of them are technique items. So I'm gonna show you a fun bunch of techniques. Now, the best compliment you can give me is to share this video. So now's a good time while I'm doing the awkward transition to hit send, and then your friends can join in with the fun. All right, are you ready for the awkward transition? Here we go. You can see I'm super high tech over here. It's what I'm excellent at. Just kidding. You can see my little face up here in the corner. Okay, so the first product that we're going to use from the last chance list is this. And these are the soft pastel assortment. This is what they look like. So they come in a multitude of colors. And they were $12.25 Canadian, and now they are $4.90. So for less than a Starbucks latte, you could have a multitude of crafting colors. So let me show you a really, really fun technique. And I'm going to bring in a circle that was cut from the Beautiful Shapes dies, one of my favorites. These ones are carrying over. And I'm going to bring in Versamark. So Versamark is a clear sticky ink. It's best known for using with heat embossing, but it's also great for other techniques like this one. I'm going to bring in a stamp from the Best Butterflies stamp set. So this is what it looks like. Nice bold images work well for the technique I'm about to show you. And the dies that coordinate with this stamp set are on sale. So these dies were $43 and now they're 50% off, so they're $21.50. So a really, really good deal. Okay, so I've got the polka dot wings first. So we're going to ink those up with our Versamark and we're going to stamp that in our circle, just like that. And now I'm bringing in a block. We're going to use this as a palette. So the first thing I'll do is bring in one of my chalks. So this is Poppy Parade. And I'm going to use a pair of scissors. You could use a knife or anything with a sharp edge. And we're going to scrape some of the chalk onto our block. Now, I have here a sponge dauber, and I'm just going to put that on my finger for easy use. And we're going to pick up that chalk like that. And now we're going to tap it onto the Versamark. So what's happening here is the Versamark is going to grab hold of that chalk, and it's going to create something that we call Poppin' Pastels. Now, Poppin' Pastels has been around for about 1 million years, and that's kind of fun to be able to bring that back with these pastels. And I'm just going to take a tissue and wipe off the excess. Now you're gonna have a little bit of chalk on the outside, but that's kind of part of the fun and the technique of it. So now I'm going to bring in the bottom of the wings. We're gonna ink those up with Versamark, and we're gonna stamp that below, like that. Now I'm going to bring in Pacific Point, and again, use my scissors to shave off some of the chalk. I just found that I got the most concentrated look if you shave it off, as opposed to pulling it directly from the chalk itself. So now I'm going to use my blue sponge dauber to pick up that chalk, and now we'll go over top of the Versamark. And again, wherever the Versamark is, it's going to grab hold of that chalk, and the color will pop off the page. And so we've got Poppin' Pastels. So back in the old days, when I started as a demonstrator, our starter kit was $315 back then, and there were some mandatory items that came with it, and one of the mandatory items were pastels, and we had the pastels in all of the colors that Stampin' Up! Offered. So that's how I learned that technique. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that, and I love this stamp set for that. So it is one of our retiring stamp sets. So next, I used those dies that are 50% off, and I cut out my butterfly in vellum, and I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue, and I'm going to add a couple of dots on just the center part of the butterfly. And now we're going to stick that over top of the Poppin' Pastels, just to give a little bit of texture to it. Now, the other thing I cut out with the dies, excuse me, I swallowed weird, is I cut out the butterfly body. So I am going to bring in, I have some mini black Stampin' Dimensionals. These are great when you're working with black paper, because then if you accidentally have a little corner peeking out, it's not that big of a deal. I'm getting my nails done today. Can you tell? Oh boy, waited too long. Okay, so we're gonna stick that down. See, look, it's a little bit peeking over, but we're actually gonna remedy that. You can use your take your pick tool to place these. They're a little easier. I just am being a little bit lazy right now. Okay, and then have to peel off the backing. I don't know why this is stuck. It's like it, oh my goodness, we're gonna start again. Let's try this one more time. I've been watching American Idol, can you tell? I'm basically like part of a singing competition now. Okay, we're gonna put the body on over top. So that's gonna hide the glue that we held the vellum on with. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so I'm gonna skip ahead and show you the finished project. Oh, I love that. So here we go. I've used Pacific Point paper, and I brought in one of our new online exclusives. So this embossing folder is part of that. And I created that really fun background there. And then I used my beautiful shapes dies, no, stylish shapes, my bad. And I used the different size circles to give you those circles there. So all the love and the little dots. And those dots are stamped from that same butterfly set. Now, the other thing you'll see on here are these black embellishments. These are the black matte dots. And I'm sad to see these go because I use them a lot. So they were $9.75. Now they're on sale for $5.85. And really you can embellish anything with them. So that's our first project, is using the soft pastels to do a Poppin' Pastels technique. Okay, We're going to move on now to the next project. So for this project, we are going to be using some metallic cardstock. This comes in 12 by 12 sheets, and there's 3 different shades or styles of metallics in it. It was $21. Now it's on sale for $12.60. So the other thing we're going to use, another sale item. So I love when we have dies that have words in them. I just think that they look really, really cool. So these ones are called Amazing Thanks dies. They were $37. Now they're on sale for $14.80. I mean, it is really difficult to be able to get dies for under $20. So now is the time if you're building up your crafting collection. Okay, the third thing we're going to use, yes, a third thing. This is the from our mini catalog. This is called Delicate Desert 12 by 12. It's just got really beautiful designs in it. It was $15.50. Now it's on sale for $11.55. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already done some of the heavy lifting here. So I cut out 4 squares. And this card was actually inspired, my friend Lauren, who's a demonstrator on my team, she sent this as a Christmas card for me. And I loved this idea of the repeating blocks with a mat. So let me show you how I interpreted this. So these little blocks came from that same Stylish Shapes die. And then you can use a 1 3/4 by 5-inch strip. And this is Calypso Coral. Now I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm just going to put one on the back of each. And I'm going to start with the middle one, just to try to be able to center it. Now, if we get it not quite right the first time, that's okay. We can probably rearrange things. So we're just going to give it a placeholder. I'm not like really pressing it down yet. I can already see it's not centered. And then we're going to bring in this one, and we'll bring in this one. Okay, and now I can lift this guy up and move it to the center of those two. It just kind of helps to give you a feel, so you don't have to be really, really exact about it. So that's step 1. Now, you guys know I'm a huge fan of this 12 by 12 decorative vellum, and this one is carrying over. So you will find this in our annual catalog. And the diagonal stripes are fun because when you lay it behind as a matte piece, it really gives you like a fun effect. So I'm just going to use my double-sided tape, and I am going to lay that on top of my vellum like that. So now we have that piece to it. So let's bring in the Amazing Thanks dies now. So here you can see I've already done the heavy lifting on this. So I pre-cut out the thanks from that metallic cardstock. And I'm just going to use my Take Your Pick tool to pop out any bits that shouldn't be there. So I can see this one needs to go, just like that. And then we are going to bring in the smaller, the layering piece, which is from the same dies, and it says thanks. So I've done that in black. So when you flip it over, you'll notice that I have this on here. So this here is a piece of the adhesive sheets. These are really great when you have something that are delicate like this, so that you don't have to add glue to the back. So I'm going to take my thanks, and we're going to start on one side and press that in, and just kind of keep working it so that we've got that layering piece behind it. So the gold is just kind of acting as a matte piece for our thanks. And again, you can use your Take Your Pick to kind of help move things if you've got fingers that aren't working the way that mine aren't right now. Okay, just like that. Give it a press. So we have that beautiful look. And now we can flip it over. And again, where did I put my mini dimensionals? Well, we would use those mini dimensionals. What did I do with them? Well, I'll bring in the white ones. We'll use mini dimensionals, and we'll just kind of add a few to the back. Good thing I have multiple sheets laying around. Whew. Lose my voice if it wasn't attached. Okay, here we go. And we're gonna do one more here. So again, if you're somebody who struggles to get these little backings off, using your take your pick is a nice little tool because you can just sort of press in the middle and that helps to lift the edge. And then you can just kind of roll it off, just like that. Here again. Because I'm working with only half my nails, it's like everything has weird dexterity today. Okay, and same over here. And there we go. Okay, flip that over. We're gonna stick that on over top of our blocks. Now, I also have these lovely gems here, so we're gonna add those to just kind of embellish a little bit. Come on. Okay, we're going with a little one. There we go. And now we're gonna bring in our card base. So fold that in half. Use our bone folder to give the card base a nice press. And then we are going to use our adhesive to adhere this to the card base. Like that. Now, if you're feeling really fancy, you can bring in your black Stampin' Blend, and we're gonna just add a few little dots to the background. So this is kind of in lieu of splatter. I love a good splatter, but sometimes they're a bit hard on your markers. So if you're just feeling like you want to be more exact about the placement, you can just use that to give you that splatter look. And I'll just switch it out for my pre-made card. So that's project number 2. So really affordable products right now. Okay, my last project, this is a fun technique. So this one is using the linen 12 by 12 paper. So it was $8.25 and now it's on sale for $4.12. So again, 50% off. So this linen paper comes in 2 12 by 12 sheets. And it is so much fun because it is a very, very, very special technique type paper. So let me show you how to use it. So I've already pre-cut a couple pieces here, and these are just 1-inch strips. And we're going to be using them not in its natural state. We're going to be coloring it. So I am going to use my blend. What did I do with my, here we go. You guys could play a drinking game with how many times I say, what did I do with my, Yeah, I know. Okay, so this is Tahitian Tide. We're going to use our blending brush, which you guys know, I love my blending brushes. We're gonna go over top of this linen paper and we're gonna color it. So this is going to be this beautiful blue color. And it holds color really, really well, which is great. I do find spritzing it a little tricky, and I'll show you why in just a minute. But here you can see we just are using that blending brush and our classic ink pad. Okay, so I'm going to just start with one and see how we get with that. So next step, we're going to bring in a piece of Sahara sand. So Sahara sand is one of our retiring colors. So as a reminder, we do have a color refresh that's coming up in our new catalog. So not only do we have retiring in colors, we actually have retiring core colors. And you will see that there's some beautiful new additions to our color collection. But it does mean that if you have some old favorites in your collection and you want to hold on to them and want to make sure you get the longest life out of them possible, you're going to want to buy an ink refill for them and potentially cardstock to go with it. So just keep that in mind. Now I'm bringing in stamps from Seaside Bay, and this one is a continuing stamp set. So you will see it in our new annual catalog, which is great because it's so much fun to work with. So I have this stamp, which has both the sand kind of worked into it and some shells. So we're going to stamp it there. And then I have this other one, which is just the sand. So we're going to kind of fill that in, and I'm going to stamp off and kind of fill in around the edges, just like that, so we get a little bit more texture. Okay, next we're going to bring in this little sandpiper. I think it's a sandpiper. And I've already stamped that onto basic white and used the coordinating die to cut that out. Now I'll bring in a crumb cake, light crumb cake marker, and we're just going to color the back of this, it could be a sanderling too, but anyway, the sandpiper. And these guys are really well camouflaged. They look like the sand, so they have kind of boring coloration, but it's helpful for them. Okay, and then we're going to bring back that linen paper. So this is where things get so fun. Are you ready to be amazed and wowed? Do you guys know about this paper already? So cool. So I'm going to use my take your pick. We're going to grab the edge of it and what? Yes. It's sticky. It's like super sticky. So this is why spritzing it is tricky, because the adhesive and the backing kind of doesn't like to play with that. So what you can do is you can kind of like manipulate the linen paper, and we're gonna just kind of like squish it and rouge it and kind of bring it into play all the way like this. We're kind of folding bits and pieces of it. Oh, so much fun. I'm going to bring in my ribbon scissors. And here you can see there's a piece that's still showing, so we can even cover that if you're feeling like you don't want to see that. Okay, and then the next step is kind of important. So in order to make sure it has a good stick to it, now you're going to run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So there's no die involved. What you're doing is you're taking your plates and you're sandwiching this piece. You run it through the Big Boss, and then let me show you what it looks like. So then it flattens out like this. So now it's going to stick really well. It's going to mail very, very well. And you have that look of like texture in the water. Is your mind blown? I mean, come on. So cool. All right, next we're going to bring in our little sandpiper or sanderling. Somebody who knows can tell me in the comments. We're going to take off our dimensionals and we're going to pop this little guy here in the water because they love to run in the waves, these little birds. And then we also have some plants that I've cut out. So these were also from the same dies that coordinate with Seaside Bay. So I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue, and we're going to add a little bit of glue here and just kind of fill that in. Same with over here, just like that. Okay, and now we will stick that in the background. Hello, beautiful. And then we've got this little banner that's also cut from the Stylish Shapes. I mean, seriously, if you're going to get one die set, it's probably the one. It's not retiring, so yeah, you still have some time to grab that one. And I want to add from the Seaside Bay stamp set a greeting. And this one says, "Thank you for everything." I mean, there's so many people in your life that you can thank, I'm sure, on a daily basis. So this is always nice to have a few thank you cards in your collection. Okay, and then we're going to flip that over, use our dimensionals, and hi Jody, and now we're gonna stick that down just like that. Now the last retiring item I'm going to show you today are these. So these ones are the Elegant Faceted Gems. As you can tell, I like them because I have used mine like crazy. I have only a few left. Their regular price, $10.25. They're on sale right now for $4.10. So these specials are going to end May 1st. You are going to want to really take advantage of them while you can. And let me show you the finished project. Okay, it looks like this. Isn't that cute? Okay, So one last time, we have this amazing linen paper with a fun technique. We have the amazing thanks dies with the background paper, which is another great deal. And here we've got the beautiful butterfly and the poppin' pastels. So if you're thinking to yourself, Lindsay, why don't I have these products? Head to my online store. If your order reaches $60, you're going to receive a free class in the mail this month. And the nice thing about that is you can accomplish those with basic supplies. So all you need are some basic adhesive supplies like dimensionals, Stampin' Seal, and mini glue dots. You can go to my online store and you can see those there. You'll need a neutral ink pad like Memento, and you'll need a greeting set of your choice. I also have a class coming up. Do you guys want to see a sneak peek? I have a class coming up Tuesday. This is an in-person class, so this is for my local folks, and this is a shaker card class. So you can see we're going to be practicing how to make these fun shaker cards. These little balls that are inside here are also on sale, but it's really cool. I like that it sounds like rain, right? Yeah. Okay, friends, have an amazing weekend. So good to see you. If you like this video, please go ahead and share it with your friends. Thanks again for all your support. I love crafting with you. Bye for now.